just have a handful of things I want to share with you. First was this morning I was at the site and I observed hundreds of search and rescue people actively using their hands, digging out, and doing what they're here to do. I also observed the heavy equipment that the governor and the federal government have sent down to us in action, lifting off huge slabs and moving them away from the pile. Secondly, I visited with the families again this morning, as did everybody probably standing here, and we heard from the Israeli team that is here. And one of the things I wanted to note was that the Israeli commander told us that the teams that are out there are working fabulously together. There's a joint effort, there's a camaraderie, and everybody has the same goal, and that's to pull people out of there. He also added that the intensity and the numbers will continue to increase, which I was very interested to hear. Thirdly, I want to make everybody aware that there has been some discussion about why this happened, and that is, as the Mayor Cava said and the governor said, that's an issue for another day, because right now we have two issues. Number one is to pull our family and friends out of that rubble and reunite them. Number two is to support the families. But to the end, with respect to the information, we directed our staff to go ahead and scan every shred of documentation that the town of Surfside has, which includes going to our archive storage sites. We've got boxes, and we're sending those boxes to a printing scanning company, and those documents will be available for your review. I know you've seen some documents already, and again, I haven't had a chance to watch the news because we're sort of in the midst of this disaster, all of us. I don't know that anybody else has a chance to watch the news either, but I learn of stuff from you guys, and I'm able to follow up on it. But most recent are a couple disturbing comments that I saw regarding board minutes at the Champlain South Towers with respect to some of our officials in town. But be that as it may, we will get to the bottom of it. Last comment I want to make is, late last night I had toured, and this is on the personal side, I had toured the site as I normally do. Usually I'm there 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. And I came across a little girl, and she's about 11 or 12 years old. And I had seen this little girl before, and I know because she was with her mom, and we had talked. And she may have been with her dad, I'm not quite sure, but one of her parents was in that building at the time of the collapse, and the other parent lives a couple buildings away. And she told me she goes back and forth. When I came across her, she was sitting in a chair by herself with nobody around her, looking at her phone. And I knelt down and I asked her, I said, "So what are you doing? Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes." And she said something, and what she was telling me, it was a Jewish prayer, but she was reading a Jewish prayer to herself, sitting at the site by where one of her parents presumably is. And that really brought it home to me. And she wasn't crying, she was just lost. She didn't know what to do, what to say, who to talk to. And I was looking for her this morning at that family meeting, and I didn't see her, but I am going to find her, and I'm going to tell her that we're all here for her, and we're going to do the best we can to bring out that parent. So anyway, it's horrific. This is disturbing, but that is just a tiny, tiny example of the impact that this collapse has had on our